What is it about historic grand mansions that attract our attention? There are certainly plenty to ogle at right here in northern New York. But in Brockville, Ontario, there's one that's stealing the hearts of visitors.
The Canadian side of the river was no exception to grand mansions. The Fulford Place Mansion in Brockville, Ontario was built in 1901 for Senator George T. Fulford. Fulford made his fortune selling pink pills for pale people, and at one time was the richest man on the river. He was one of the first people to use testimonials in advertising, which became a very successful technique. The stone for the mansion came from a quarry at Gouverneur, New York, just across the border. Inside, the house features intricately carved woodwork, all fashioned by hand. George Fulford became the first Canadian ever to die in an automobile accident in 1905.
He had a son, George II, who was born here in 1902. It's because of George II, basically, that we have this house today. George II died in 1987, and before he died, it was in his will that he wanted this house kept to show people what it was like to be very rich and live in the 1900s. So he donated the house to the Ontario Heritage Foundation at the time. His son, George III, donated all the contents to the house. And so therefore, when you come into the house, you'll see what it was like in 1901 when they moved in, because when they moved in here in 1901, they took pictures of every room.
Today, this 35-room mansion is owned and operated by the Ontario Heritage Trust and is open for tours. Original furniture, china, silverware, paintings, and more are showcased throughout the house.